Hi guys, so I've never really been one for introductions and I'm losing my voice, I have an awful cold, but I'm just going to try and get straight down to it really. I'm going to give you some tips on how to calm down after and during a panic attack, which personally I experience quite often. I used to have them about 2 to 3 times a week, which was exhausting. I know for people with panic disorders like myself, it can be overwhelming and just so exhausting, and there's not really, or at least in my experience, much information out there that is accessible for younger people. It's more aimed towards adults and such, and I think what young people really need is to have it explained to them in a way that doesn't shame them and doesn't make them feel ashamed for having this condition, because and I know for me, I was too ashamed to talk about it for so long, and that just made it worse, as you can probably imagine. So I'll get right down to it really. Yes, hold on to something, because I find it most helpful to put my forehead and my palms flat against a wall, and I'll sort of hold and press there. And really feel the solidity of it really, and I find it helps to ground me, because there's everything rushing and your head would feel a mess. I mean, I know mine does, and it's difficult to really feel present when you're panicking, because you're just like, oh my god, and you can't breathe. And I find it helps to just take a minute and hold on to something. And the second thing I find helps is to acknowledge it, and it might sound really silly, but you can get into this state of mind where you're just in complete denial, and I think it's important to just sort of take a step back and acknowledge, yes, I am having a panic attack, but this won't last. It is temporary. I mean, you can read on the internet that panic attacks can last, I mean, even up to an hour, but as awful as that is, and as horrible as it is in the moment, it won't last. It won't. It's not possible for you to have a panic attack that just goes on and on and on forever. It will always end. As difficult as it might be for you now, it will end. And think of it in biological terms even. Deep breathing does help. I mean, you can use the 4-7-8 technique, which is basically you'll inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 and exhale for 8. And that will help get more oxygen into your body, it will help you breathe, and it will help you to sort of have something to hold on to and to focus on that might calm down all the thoughts. And it's sort of a rhythmic thing as well, so you might find it calms you down. Personally, when I'm having a panic attack, I feel really nauseous, which then makes me panic even more because I have a fear of throwing up, and it's a vicious cycle, because I'll shake and I'll cry and it'll just be a hot mess basically, and I'll feel like I can't breathe, and that no matter how hard I'm trying to breathe, I just can't get enough air in, and that makes me panic even more, because feeling like you can't breathe is not a pleasant feeling at all. And it is really important. I know it might be hard because panic disorders are comorbid with other things. I mean, you might have an eating disorder, you might be depressed, both of which I am, but in recovery for anyway. But I know it's difficult, but afterwards try to eat something, try to have a drink, have a glass of water, because if you're crying you're going to be dehydrated, and panic attacks do take a lot out of your body. It's very hard on your body. I think anyone that's had a panic attack can attest to that. You feel exhausted afterwards, and eating something, just a small meal, something healthy, will help you feel better. And try and get some sleep as well, have a little nap. I mean, I'm not one for sort of the cutesy mental health tips sort of thing, like build a blanket fort and whatnot, because that works for some people, because at the same time it doesn't work for some people. The main thing to take away from this really is that it is okay to talk about it. Yes, you are having panic attacks, but this doesn't mean you're worth any less as a person. It doesn't mean that he or she is better than you because they have a healthier way to process their anxiety. It just means that you have a condition and you will get through it. I mean, now I'm only having a panic attack once every couple of weeks, which before, when I was really ill, I never thought I would even get to this stage. I had no hope of recovering personally. And yeah, I am still having panic attacks, but I've taken a step and I'm working on the goal of not having them at all. I mean, it can be done, and you will do it, you will. As hard as that is to believe right now, you will get there. Speaking from experience, I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, and it would be unrealistic and unfair on yourself to believe that you're just going to wake up one morning and never have another panic attack. It won't work like that. You take steps towards recovery, and each step is something that should be celebrated, and you should feel so proud of yourself for getting this far. And yeah, I'll leave some links in the description that I find personally helpful. And yeah, I hope you've gotten something out of this video. Let me know, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.